What is up, everyone? I am still jdthemightymesprit to this day, and yes, as you can probably tell, my voice took a crap out of me. As basically, I was coughing really bad when I woke up. But obviously, New York City is becoming pretty much Seattle, or whatever. So I'm just gonna get this video out anyway. Anyway, these are all the games that we have officially removed from the backlog for 2022. Now I want to get this out of the way that this year is actually, I want to say, even better than last year, because last year it was mostly a bunch of Wii games, and I started the list very late. This time we started on time, and even better is that we beaten a lot more RPGs than usual, which I'm actually surprised we beaten way more RPGs than usual. I wouldn't say a whole lot, it's only like 6 or 7 or something, maybe 8. But the fact that we beat a few RPGs compared to the RPGs, that was actually good, because you know how long those can be. And even and don't get me wrong, I am an RPG fan myself, so it's actually kind of impressive. Anyway, I'm gonna go through this as quick as possible, so I can get you guys out of here pretty quickly. We're gonna start with we do the same thing as last year. We'll do the worst games. We got the worst game stack here, and oh god, if you could not put which games made the worst was. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know how bad those games are. Then we got the normal games, the games that did not make the worst, and then we got the best list. And you guys may not be surprised by what made the best list or what won the games, but anyway. Oh my god, I'm sounding like a teacher. We're gonna try not to. Anyway, we're gonna start with the worst list. So number 5 on the worst list. Now I want to get this out of the way before we start. I'd say start the worst list, and I'll just go to the best list. Picking the best and the worst list, which games that out of all the games I beat in, picking the games that made the best and worst list was really, really difficult. Like I had to go through which games really which games I knew, which obviously commit to the games I knew were gonna make the worst list. Obviously, which games I knew were going to make the best list, and also games that I basically had to pretty much go back and forth on Twitter. It's like, okay, this game's going to get out of the worst list. And there's a couple of games that obviously I gave a way lower score than usual that compared to other games that I just had to fucking weave off the list because either they were not bad enough to make the list or something. I don't know. But first game we have at number 5, and I'm not gonna mention the verdict this time. Hopefully I don't. It's Trick and Snowboarder. This is a snowboarding game developed by Cave, who made a lot of awesome shoot 'em ups. And my god, I really wanted to like this game because look at the logo. You see Capcom, and this is actually this is made by Capcom, and Capcom delivers nothing but awesome games on the PlayStation 1. I mean, you got Mega Man X, Street Fighter, Super Puzzle Fighter, all the obscure fighting games they made. Hell, even the Misadventures Trombone, even though it's like one of the rarest games on the PlayStation 1. Like, they made a lot of awesome games on the PlayStation 1, but this game is not one of them, unfortunately. And it's the menu this time, that way to tell the story feels like Exodus came in, but you played the game. It's like, my god, I couldn't even figure out the controls, how to do the tricks, and then I had to retry so many times. It's just, oh god, it was terrible. And that's why I gave a higher score than Tricks and so many, but the reason why it's number 4 the worst, and this was the part that I had the most trouble deciding. I had to basically, and this one probably was the worse than Trick and Snowboard, because just because I had some fun in it, but this game made me angry, and that's Wipeout 2. Even though this game is terrible, I'm actually missing the manual. I'm actually not gonna try the code out. It is missing the manual, unfortunately. I don't know if these usually come with manuals. So if you guys have a manual for this one, please let me know so I can actually complete it. Because I actually found a Goodwill for $3. And by the looks of it, you think that, oh, this is gonna be a fun game. It's Wipeout. Wipeout's awesome. I mean, of course you got the racing game series, but you also got the game show by ABC, which is basically Disney now. I think I don't need to play a lot of Disney games with because this next year's Disney's 100th anniversary. But anyway, yeah, Wipeout 2 is terrible. Not one of the best. In fact, this is actually one of the worst games on the PlayStation 3 by a long shot. Oh god, that game sucks. Anyway, next game. This game is terrible. Like, I played it, this game looked really awesome. You look at the cover art, this looks like a really awesome game. But what it ended up being is just something completely different in the worst possible way. Number 3 is Nitro Plus. This game is fucking terrible. I don't give a shit about, ooh, this game, I got it, this game's great, or this is a pretty fun fighting. No, this game is fucking terrible. I'm sorry, I do not like this game in the slightest, and it's not because of the fact that, that it's boob serve, because the boob serve actually kind of makes it help. The problem is that this is a pretty poor fighting game. Like, this is basically boob service. You might be thinking, oh, Dengebuko had boob service as well. Well, the thing about Dengebuko is that it had a lot of Sega references and a lot of Sega Charm. And it was actually a way better game. Yes, it had a lot of anime characters, but it wasn't fully the fan service wasn't the boobs. The fan service was basically all the vocals all the Sega vocals you can find in that game. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, Birdie Rangers, which is actually one of the rarest Sega Saturn games, Advanced Star Online, Sakura Wars, a lot of Sega stages you can play on. And they all doing that. They actually had. This is actually the opposite of great. This is fucking terrible. And it's actually a cheap game, but and I'm also not good at fighting games, 2D fighting games. That might be why. But yeah, this game's terrible. I do not recommend this game. And don't even get it. Honestly, doesn't matter if you're a fighting game fan or not. This game is terrible. Anyway. Next up, coming in number 2. I don't have much to say about this game, honestly. I'm just get it out of the way. 50 Classic Games 3D. This is an extremely rare game, very hard to find. But unfortunately, it's more crappy than classic, so I don't have much to say, honestly, on this one, other than 50 classic games, more like 50 crappy games. Because that's what the game is. It's more crappy than classic. I mean, it's cool for like 5 minutes, and after that's it. Anyway, number 1. Like, it's a good thing that this is not a PlayStation 4 game this time, because that's the worst game. However, this is another game, and then another subgenre that I have terrible luck trying to find a good game of. And what you guess? I really figured it. Anyway, it's another rhythm game that made the worst list, and I just don't have any hope finding a good rhythm game, because most of the DDR games I played are terrible. It's like, I feel like it's just like rhythm games will have the way worse luck on my channel. I'll find having a good game or not. And some of the rhythm games that I played are the absolute worst of the worst. Or there's something about it that basically ruins it for me. And this game fits right in the category of some of the worst games. Not only the worst rhythm games ever made, but some of the worst games. I do want to give this game another shot, because I don't think I understand this game clearly. But what it sits right now, this game is fucking terrible, and one of the worst games I've ever played, period. I got so angry when I beat it. But that game is Technobeat. Now, it's funny enough, it's kind of funny enough that the worst game I actually played this year, it's a rhythm game, but it's actually based on, but funny enough, it's actually based on an arcade game. It's actually a part of an arcade game. It's actually by Akira, who also made the Street Fighter X games. So, and this game is actually kind of unique. I mean, you can basically play all the Namco songs, like Pac-Mania, Dig Dug, Go Action. I found this game at the flea market, and I saw that this was actually going for 25, 50, $30. And I saw it down, because like, holy shit, I have never seen this game in a while. I gotta pick this game up. And it was really awesome from when I played it. Even the spine looks very awesome. Take a look at the spine. But I don't know if you show the spine, but take a look at that spine. You already know that this is gonna look great on a shelf. Unfortunately, once you play it, you realize the fact that it is so terrible. Like, even as an arcade game, it's horrible. It's a piece of shit. It's just, like, bad. Like, just fucking horrendous. That's what I meant to say. So, like, basically, what it actually is that you basically, when you choose your song, you can actually play your song. Okay, like most other rhythm games. But basically what it is that you have to move around and press the circle, the circle button on the suffix circle. Sounds easy enough, but the problem is that it constantly goes on really fast, and some of the other songs are just fucking impossible because of the fact that you have to constantly move around, and then after that, you have to figure out what the fucking hell you're supposed to do. I don't know, but yeah, this game is fucking piece of fucking shit. I hate this game. And oh god, what a waste of my. It's baffling, and it's a waste of my fucking time. God, I hate that game so much. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to yell like that, but it's just that game was so fucking terrible. But anyway, now let's get to the good stuff. Maybe some bad stuff, but let's get to the really good stuff. I like going, and typically I like to share my love for games. I'm one of those collectors that I'm not a race tower or not a shelf collector. I'm a guy who loves to play video games. Okay, I'm actually a collector that actually collects games so I can play them. So, and some of these games I beat in this year. It's just that they're over, but you know, some of them were awesome, some of them were not. So let's get to them. Alright, first act. Okay, I should have paused on that, but that's okay. First game, and of course, you know something? Let's talk about great games. Might as well start out with a bang, and this was with a bang with Yakuza Kiwami. This was such a fantastic game. I actually really wanted to put this game on the best list. Unfortunately, this game did not make the best list, unfortunately, but this is such a fantastic game. This is a series I really want to get into for a long ass time, and I finally got around to playing this. Now, this is actually during the time when I was going to play another game, which we'll see in a little bit, but I actually got COVID during that time. So, unfortunately, what that meant is that I basically had to play this game instead to fill the time. But despite that, this was such a fantastic game. Like one of my favorite. I want to say RPGs, but it's actually more of a beat 'em up in a way. So I kind of wouldn't consider this an RPG, but it does have a lot of RPG elements. Like basically, you're basically grinding to get so points that you can use to upgrade your martial arts skills or whatever, your combat skills to basically be stronger in a way. So again, I wouldn't consider this an RPG, but I can understand why it's considered an RPG. But yeah, fantastic game. I really want to play. I also have Yakuza 6, and I really want to play that game so bad. But unfortunately, I do not have the other Yakuza, and I'm one of those guys that I want to play the rest of the series in order. And so once I figure that you don't have to play the games in order, but I mean, why would I skip jump from Yakuza Kiwami to Yakuza 6? Like, it kind of doesn't seem right to me. But on the other hand, it is what it is. Anyway, next game. Oh god, not a great game. We Play Motion. I actually have been looking for this game for a long ass time, and I actually really wanted to see. I wanted this game to be good, but it ended up just being mediocre at best. The controls are horrible, but other than that, it's just basically a collection of 12 minigames. not much else to say. Just a poignant expression of we play. Alright. Next game. And I'm actually so happy I finally beat this game. This took me forever. I got this game. I got this game off Amazon in 2015. And it took me this long to finally beat this game. But it was so rewarding when I finally got to beat it. And that's 1080 Avalanche. This was... so sorry for that. But this was such a fantastic game. Like, basically, for extreme sports games, I'm not, like I said, I'm not the best at extreme sports games, but it is got the opening theme song, which is actually a real song by Chatterize from the CD So Far It's Real, from Real, which is unfortunately their only album they ever did. After that, they just disbanded, which is very unfortunate, but basically, basically, like, it's not a lot of modes realistically, but they basically, it constantly makes you come back. Like, basically, you really want to play more. And I know, I'm not gonna talk much about this game because one of my collector buddies actually, one of the YouTubers I actually do watch, Green Geek actually did a review of this game. I'm gonna leave a link to his review in the description down below. He talks about this game way better than I think I would ever do. So check out his review on it. I think it was awesome. It's actually the first review on the channel. Okay. Alright, next game. And Pokemon Dash. Oh god, this game is terrible. Well, maybe not terrible, but this game is mediocre at best. Let's put it this way. I mean, it's a Pokemon racing game. I get it. It's supposed to be kid friendly and this game is designed as more like the N64 Pokemon game. So I kind of get what they were going with. The problem is that you only play as Pikachu, and the controls can be very, and the actual GP is fucking impossible. So I just finished it off there, but yeah, not really that great. All right, next game. And if you thought Persona 5 Dancing was bad, wait till you see. Well, actually, this game's not as bad. Actually, Persona 3 Dancing. No, in all seriousness, though, this was actually a lot better than I thought. Actually, I got around to playing this game again after I played the disaster that was the PlayStation Vita version. It was actually the only import I ever played, because I actually really wanted to play it, but. Yeah, that game was a piece of shit. That version was a piece of shit. This version is not. This is one of those games where you're much better off in English, and to be fair, it's actually really nice to see updated designs of the Persona 3 characters, because basically, how often are you going to see I know they're anime designed. But how often are you going to see updated designs of the Persona 3 characters? Because we have not seen these characters in over a decade. Well, that's not true, we did see in Persona 4 right now. But instead of them by themselves, yeah, it's been with the Persona 3 name. Yeah, it's been over a decade. Like, they've been the seas has been in hibernation for almost a decade. So it was time for them. The only time for them to make a comeback. And while this isn't the best game for them to make a comeback, and it's actually songs that definitely had really warm feeling, and that's not really what I apologize, but it's actually it's actually pretty good songs, but yeah, it's another rhythm game. Unfortunately, this might be the best. Oh no, we got another rhythm game coming very soon, but yeah, this is actually, it's not that great, but it's okay for what it is. Alright, here's your Kirby. I got a couple Kirby games coming up, but here's your Kirby Squeak Squad. Unfortunately, I do not have the other Kirbys. But I actually found this at a store a long time ago called J Street, which I'm still wondering. Unfortunately, they closed in Lexington, but I heard that they're still open in Albany. And I don't know price they're going to be, because monsters are usually pretty high. But regardless, this is actually a really fun game. I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm actually looking for the other Kirby games on the DS. It did take me a while to beat this one, but it actually was pretty good. Alright, next one, another RPG, Beatopia. I'm not gonna talk about this one more often, because this game was okay. It was very limited. You were very limited what you can do, and I get it's supposed to be silly and quirky, but when you're limited to what you can do, it just doesn't make a good RPG. Thankfully, this game did get ported to the Switch, and I heard the Switch version fixes a lot of the problems this version has. So I'm actually still hoping I can get that one, but until then, I'm stuck with this one. Actually, my brother had this game, but I was able to buy this game off him because I actually been working with this game, and it was a lot of money than what he was asking. But I was like, I'm just gonna bite the bullet, because it's actually, for what this game goes, it's actually under market value, and I don't see this game very often. So yeah, that's Miitopia for you. Speaking of 3DS games, I don't want to cause very often. It's actually okay. This game should really actually make the worst list. But it turns out this, on my list, it actually did not make the worst. In fact, this is actually I did not find a lot of problems with this game. Yeah, I understand the problems this game has, but I did not. There was nothing. There wasn't a lot wrong. I mean, yeah, it was very frustrating. It was hard as shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, considering what this game is supposed to be, hard as shit. And that game is regular shell, Mordecai Rigby, and Ape Land. Like I said, I do not run across this game very often. I actually found this game at Video Games New York, and I haven't looked for this game for a very long time. Because this game, and after so long, I finally decided to get this. I finally get this game and play and try it out, because I heard this is a pretty good game. And I also put something I wish it's actually really cool. The manual actually looks like a Sega Saturn manual. So it's like a side cover I meant. It was actually really cool. This game is developed by WayForward, and WayForward, like I said, WayForward was nothing but awesome games. I heard that the licensing may not be the best. But again, yeah, they could have added a lot of characters, but this game is fine. I mean, it's definitely not. Maybe I'm just a huge fan of the show. Okay, I haven't been a fan of this while, but I mean, and I actually have not played any regular show in a very long time. So it was actually really cool to revisit this franchise again, and yeah, I'm actually wanting to see the show again. The only thing I hope for is that they did add more characters. I mean, just imagine if you had Muscle Man with a super high punch, or Margaret with a beam katana. Or a beam sword. I meant that would have been amazing. But alas, we didn't get any of that. But that's okay, because it was awesome to fight some of the bosses. Although they were hard, it was awesome to fight some of the bosses. Like going Bobby Ferguson, and most people Bobby Ferguson Senior and Junior, which were both very hard to shit. Pause, but what can you do? Alright, next game. I guess we're gonna go by these a little quicker. Here's your second Kirby. Kirby Street Collection. This was a really fantastic. It's really awesome to revisit this, because I actually played this for the challenge mode. But because it's actually no more original mode. But basically, well, it actually comes with doing 6 games. Kirby Street Man, Kirby Street Adventure, Kirby Street Man 2, Superstar, Street Man 3, Kirby 64. And yeah, this will actually be this actually was the way I played Kirby Street Land. But realistically, this will actually be the way I play Kirby Street Man 3. I won't sure if I can find it, because that game's very hard to find, very expensive. But and also Kirby 64 as well. But yeah, this is actually a really great game. And what's actually really cool is that it actually comes with 2 episodes of the Kirby anime, Kirby Right Back At You, which is really cool. So definitely check it out. This game's getting harder to find, and so yeah, this game's getting way more difficult to find. So try to find it when you can. Speaking of games that are getting harder and harder to find, and Oh my god, this next game is so much fun. It takes time to learn it, but once you do, it's such an energetic, cheerful ride. And that game is Hatsune Miku, Project Diva F. Unfortunately, I do not have Project Diva second. That one's getting way harder to find. That one's way harder to find than this one. But this is still a very awesome. Yeah, I had to go to eBay for this because you know how cheap I am. I don't give a shit about how the price this game is. I'm cheap, and I still want this game cheaper. So I think I got it for $20 plus tax. So which is actually pretty good. Seeing that this game actually got it for 25 because it would have equaled 27. Again, I'm cheap. I want the game cheap. Or not good as even. Alright, next game. Cars 2. So, Cars 2, I'm not gonna lie. This game it actually looks like a very fun car racer. The problem is that this game is extremely frustrating. Like, and to points actually a disappointment. It's actually okay. Definitely it's better than what I expected for a Disney game. Why is it a Disney game? But it really isn't that great. Unfortunately, and it's a good thing I actually played it because I have another one here. I have another Cars game coming up in a little bit. Actually, no, wait, sooner actually. But so I'm not gonna talk about that now. Anyway, next game. If you want to talk about a fantastic, this is actually second stack actually. If you want to talk about a fantastic RPG by the makers, well, this is obviously I'll give you one hint. It's actually Ease game, and Ease is fantastic series. The main protagonist Adolf Christian is so awesome. This Ease game here to show. It's actually I also have Ease 8, but which unfortunately I do not have. But this Ease Memories Associated. Actually, I do have Ease 8. Actually, I don't have Ease 9. Right? Yeah, Ease 9 is the one I do not have. But this is Ease Memories Associated. Sosada or I don't know. But this was released on the PlayStation Vita in 2013. And it was released on the PlayStation 4. I had never run across this game. And it's actually in the Backlog, which is actually really cool because I actually found this at Backlog. And story about this is how I found this, that I noticed there were actually a few Ease games. Unfortunately, I didn't have the money to get all of them, so I just got this one. And basically, I could not find. I was actually looking up information about this game, and I wasn't finding a lot of information on it. So I tried looking at eBay, tried looking at Google. I wasn't finding a lot of information. So chances are I found something pretty rare here. And well, this is like unfortunately more cars are popping up for sale on this, but yeah, either way, this is still a fantastic game. Yes, I did feel that the port then could have been a lot better portability wise. But still a great game. This is another one of those beginner RPGs, and it's I would say I definitely recommend it. You can find it because this is another one that's getting harder and harder to find, and it's just an awesome game overall. Then highly recommend it. All right, next game. Dances Revolution Extreme, and I know another rating game. This DDR game was actually not painful. I'm not even joking. This game was actually not as painful as I thought. Like basically, it's more what you usually see for DDR. Basically, what it is that you pick a song, you play it, that's the next stage, then you got the final stage, and that's it. It honestly wasn't really that painful. There wasn't a lot of modes, but it's actually probably one of the better ones I played. And unfortunately, I hate breaking that up, but it is true because most of the DDR games I played are wouldn't say terrible. They are pretty disappointing. This one actually is not one of them. This actually is pretty good. But yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, it's probably the only good DDR game I beat in this year. Oh, actually, I've actually another one I beat in, but it's actually I already beaten it before, so there's nothing really too much to say about it. Anyway, next game. This actually, I already talked about Cars 2, but this is Cars 3. There wasn't any credits to it, but this was actually way better than Cars 2. It actually got around. I did try it out before, but I actually got around to playing this game again. Got around to playing it after. Basically, I played after I played Cars 2, because again, funny enough, it's a good thing I got Cars 2, because that one's also getting harder to find. But also, it's a game that I'm actually gonna move this here. Actually, there we go. But this one's getting really hard to find. Getting kind of, it's actually not hard to find, but I actually found this at a house with some $3. My friend Muhammad already had one, so I told him not to give it to me if he ends up giving the rest of the stuff, because again, I already had this game. So this will actually count as a double. Anyway, next game. Oh, this is a fantastic game. Like, I understand why this game gets a lot of hate than it should, but this is still a great game. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend you. If you can track this game down, it's actually a very cheap game. If you can track this game down, I highly recommend you check it out. That's Mario Sonic. I did one big winter games on the DS. This is hands down my favorite Mario Sonic game out there. It's way better than another one I'm about to talk about that actually also beats it, but yeah, this is a great game. And I'm not gonna say much about it. I'm actually gonna try to go these a little bit quicker. But anyway, yeah, the next game, Cookie Mama Cook Off. This basic, it's actually a cool Cookie Mama side of the Mama, but still pretty good. And just that's all. I'm gonna go these a lot more quickly, because this is actually over 30 minutes long, and I have way more games I gotta talk about. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get this way more quickly. Next game, Bleach Dirt Phantom. This game is actually okay. Yeah, it's got the best waifu, which is anime waifu, shonen waifu, which was Renkiku, Moto. Oh, so freaking sexy shit. But yeah, this game, it's okay. I didn't care for the Kudo twins all that much, but still, it's actually probably the longest game I've beaten, RPG I've beaten up to this point. It took forever to beat this game. Until the games I was actually playing it. I'd spend way hours than the more I used to beat it, but finally beat it. And this is actually like a 55-hour game, so yeah, this one definitely took a while. Yeah, but it wasn't really that great to begin with. So next, alright, this game is awesome. I don't need to say much about this game. It's Mario 3D World. I had played this game with my brother, but I wanted to play it myself because I wanted to play it, and I got around to it. So it's an awesome game. What more can I say about it? Alright, if you like casino games, you're definitely gonna like this game. This is another pretty good game. Vegas Dream. And it's actually by Hal. Which also, of course, Hal is also known for making the Kirby series. And also Super Smash Bros. But I know AVGN did a review for this game under the Beer Rolling and Vegas Stakes episode. Which is a parody of Freedom Rolling was about Vegas. Again, one of the Social Crews' favorite movie of all time. But yeah, this game it's actually pretty good. Maybe not the best Gamma game, but I kind of like it. It's actually, I have not played Vegas Stakes, but I heard it's supposed to be way better than Vegas Stakes. And yeah, although I did when I got to the ending, the ending was definitely disappointing, and it took way longer than usual to get the money that I needed to get to the ending. But I'm just really glad to finally beat. Oh god, sorry, I'm just really glad to beat this game. Oh my god, that's. Alright, next game. This game, I know I'm saying next game a lot. But, this game is awesome. And this is actually part of a series that I actually really love. And I'm gonna get to the way I'm a huge fan of this franchise. It's actually not only my favorite one of the gun series, but also one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. And I only need to seen so much, and that's Metal Slug X. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Metal Slug. the Metal Slug series. Basically, it's basically run and gun with destruction and carnage. What's not to love about it? You can control a tank. You can run and gun. It's like, oh, this game is so fucking badass and so fucking good. Unfortunately, this version wouldn't make the best. This is actually a 9 out of 10 game, where they 4 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 port. This PlayStation 1 was extremely disappointing, majorly because of the fact that the load times. I felt that the load times just do not fit a game like Metal Slug. It's still a great game. Alright, next one we got another compilation, and this is basically all the actually all the first half of the series on one disc, and that's Mega Man X Legacy Collection, which is basically, yeah, this also comes from Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2. But I actually beat Mega Man X Legacy Collection. I have not played X Legacy Collection 2. I had no plans to whatsoever, because X Legacy Collection 2 was, but because it has the worst of the Mega Man X games, so, and it actually takes that force with it, so I'm not even joking. Alright, last stack. And then after we'll do the best of, and I'll get you guys out of here. And look at that, another Metal Slug game. And this game is really awesome. This is actually, I got this actually in a claim sale. Someone was actually trying to sell this, and I actually contacted the guy first, and this was actually really awesome to be actually have this and actually really beat these two games at the same time. That's Metal Slug 4 and 5. Oh, sorry about that. But Metal Slug 4 and 5. This is basically a really, really awesome double pack of two Metal Slug games that are really awesome. Which is basically Metal Slug 4 and 5. Metal Slug 4. Metal Slug 4 was really awesome. It was an awesome continuation to the previous Metal Slug games before that. And Metal Slug 5, while it actually was a great game, it had Destruction and Carnage. Metal Slug 4 was actually the weakest in the series, the main series, due to the fact that the web design left a lot to be desired. The web design left a lot to be desired, but still a great game, obviously, but not my favorite Metal Slug game. Metal Slug 5. Alright, next game. Martin Aces. This actually is story about this. Actually, story about this one is that I found the cartridge. If you remember when I found the Wii Fit Adventure in the box, it actually had the wrong game. It had Martin Aces. But I actually can get the case for this for cheap, and it turns out I was able to get the case, so I actually got this game for really cheap. Get this for I got Wii Adventure and the box, and after that this card ended up being free, and I had to pay $10 for the card. So for the case, so I ended up getting this game for $10, which is really good because I thought this game would sell for more than that. So, and that's one of the things I do not like paying much for Switch games. This is not a game that I'm gonna want to pay up for, so it's either I find it at a flea market or get it for cheap, or try to combine it and try to get it for much cheaper than what it goes for. And this is one of those cases. And the game's actually pretty good. Maybe not my favorite Mario Tennis game. Actually, yeah, but actually it was really good. It did have some RPG elements, but the RPG elements were too few to the point for me to even call it RPG. So, fortunately, not an RPG. Because there are too few RPG elements. Alright, next game. Another RPG. This is actually the last of the main RPGs on the list. This actually was the last RPG I beat in this year. And I'm a huge fan of this franchise. I've been a fan of this franchise for a very long time. This game, and I apologize my voice is sounding not so great. I'm going to try to get this through as quick as I can, but this game is awesome. I wasn't expecting to like this game as I did, but it turns out this game actually ended up being a lot better than the other game. The one that's actually the definitive version of this generation of Pokemon, and that's Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. This actually Ultra Moon was actually the version I beat out of the Ultra games, but yes, I'm very, very glad that I have beaten this game. But it did take me a while, but once I did, it was really awesome to, finally put this game out the back, remove this game from the backlog. Because this game had been in the backlog for a while. There is extra content, which unfortunately I do not have time to do. I know there's the Team Rainbow Rocket, but my brothers tell me, I should do that if I can. And like I said, I do not have time, and I'm not going to get around to doing it. But still a great game. The best way to play Ultra Sun and Moon, hands down. The best way to play Sun and Moon, hands down. Much better than the original 3DS entries. Alright, next game. Dead or Alive 3. This was actually really fun Dead or Alive game. Like basically, how do I say this? It was a launch title for the Xbox, and it actually showcases what the Xbox can do. It's actually a song by Aerosmith. I'm not the biggest fan of Aerosmith, but yeah, great game. It definitely showcases what the Xbox can do for fighting games. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fighting game fan. It's whatever. Alright, next game. Super Smash Bros. 3DS. This actually was cool for what it was back in the day, but nowadays I would not recommend you play this now because of the fact that you got Yoda Smash Bros. So, yeah, nothing much to say about that one. Alright, next. Alright, this game is terrible, and I swear to God, this will actually I got another game that's terrible, but we'll get to it in a minute. But this game is fucking terrible. This is actually the last of this. I already talked about Mario Sunday with winter games, but this is the other one. This is actually one I've been missing for a very long time, and I finally found it. I actually found it from one of my friends at Genicians. I was being nosy, but since it is what I actually needed, and was really got to find it, it's Mario Sunday with winter games on the way. This game is fucking terrible. One of the worst games. One of the worst Wii games I've played, and it's just not a good game. The controls are horrible. The mini games are horrible. Everything about it is horrible. The only thing I give it a higher score, but it's the fact that I did play this game as a kid. But even as a kid, this game is fucking terrible. Oh god, I hate this game. Even the graphics are horrible as well. I wish the opening cutscene and the music are good. That's about it. Alright, next game. Super Smash Bros. Melee. What can I say about this game that hasn't been said? It's a great game. One of my favorite games of all time. I still go back to this game to this very day. Just great game. I take it because I come back to it very once in a while. That's Evolution Mario Mix. I know I say that DDR Extreme was the best running game I played this year. I have to take that back and say this one I'll do. Basically, I played this game as a kid. I actually got this game in 2015. It's actually a very cheap game by itself. If you can find this game in the dance mode, it actually becomes very hard to find. And so, yeah, good luck finding it with the mats and the bait box, but yeah, this is actually and I guess with the controller it's kind of boring, but I actually enjoy it. It's actually pretty good. But anyway, last game, and then on the usual stack, and it's actually probably the last game I beat in this year, and that's this is actually one I actually acquired more recently. That's Cruisin'. This is actually I actually liked this game. Because actually I had some great fun factor. I mean, it wasn't that horrible as I thought, but it's still a bad game, unfortunately, and yeah, it's not really that great. And this also should make the worst list, but I guess this is an honorable mention for the worst list. Maybe not the worst game I played, but it's far from great. God, alright. Now, alright, last game. 5 more games here, and then after I will get you guys out of here. These are hands down the best game I beat. These are hands down the best games I beat in this year. Actually, one of the games I actually played, before 6-0 game I beaten again, which was very awesome. It's actually one of my favorite games, one of my favorite franchises of all time. But anyway, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get to the really, really good stuff. The best of the best. The 5 nominees for. I guess I don't want to say nominees because it's kind of a subjective statement. It's mostly the 5 best games. I beat in this year. The games that were outstanding achievement. The best of the best. My top 5 favorite games I beat in this year. Coming in at number 5 for the best is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Turtle Power. Fantastic game. And yeah, I kind of didn't say it right. I didn't say it right. It's actually Heroes in Half Shot or whatever. But this is a fantastic game. This is actually the most I've ever spent on a single cart. Alright, and I forget that's actually going to top. Another game's going to top it, but yeah, this is a fantastic game. Game I actually wanted for a while, and I'm excited about the board on it because one of my buddies on Instagram, one of my buddies actually, was actually said that, who I sold the Castlevania, which we're going to. He said that the book I had for $60, and I took advantage of it. So, fantastic game. I don't need to say much about it. Coming in number 4 for the best list is Mario Party 3. Mario Party 3. Oh my god, what can I say about this game that hasn't been said? This is often regarded as the best Mario Party. I don't think it was considered 6 the best, but the people do consider this one the best. I couldn't agree more. This is fucking fantastic game. Oh my god, that sounded really bad, but this is one hands down my favorite Mario Party of all time. This is actually Mario Party is actually one of my favorite video game franchises of all time, and this is actually really great for all entry. I know not just the Mario Parties. I am missing Mario Party 1 computer box, 2 computer box. I'm missing 4, 5, 7. And which I have 7 in the big box, which you can see. I don't know if you can see the episode over there. And I'm also missing Star Rush. Not Star Rush. No, I have Star Rush Top 100. Mario Party Advance, and there's another one I'm missing. Superstars. I'm actually missing a Mario Superstars. Even though I can't remember. So if anybody has those, please let me know. But still happy to have this game completely. It's actually the most expensive 64 game I own completely box, but great game. Alright, the last 3 games are beaten this year are all RPGs. Well, maybe not one of them, but the other 2 are. These are not some of the these games are games that pretty much are now not only 3 of my favorite games I beat this year, but 3 of my top 15 favorite games of all time. Number 3 is 13 Sentinels Aegis Realm. I talked about this game a lot, but I haven't been able to talk about this game. I haven't been able to talk about this game on YouTube, so I'll talk about it here. What this game is that it's basically a sci-fi adventure with RPG, time-dimensional RPG elements. And it's actually by a Vanillaware, there's people behind Odin Spare and Dragon's Crown. But yeah, this was such an amazing game. I absolutely loved it. From start to finish. And it's just a fantastic game. Like, I absolutely love it, and I don't need to say much about it. God, that was bad. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, next game. Coming in number 2 for the best. And this was really tough. This was actually really tough for me to decide which game was going to be the best of the best. It was a toss-up between this one. In the end, even though I loved this game more than the other, I decided to put this game at number 2. Because, that concept. Because of, gameplay-wise. Coming in number 2, the best list is Tokyo Sanity 2 EX Plus. This is another one, but the other Falcon game I was mentioning. And this was such a fantastic game. Like, Like, this game is just so damn good. Like, everything about this game is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. The story is perfect. The gameplay is perfect. Being an action RPG, the combat is perfect. The characters are perfect. Everything about this game is perfect. And this is such a fantastic game. And this is actually one that I don't see very often. So you can pick this game up, pick it up while you can. And yeah, this is a. I just need to get the original off, but this is obviously just a fantastic game. It's basically made. It was actually made after Nihon Falcom decided to make an open world game, and this game is just too damn good. One of my favorite games of all time, and one of my favorite RPGs of all time. And finally, come to the last game for today. This is hands down a game that I have talked about a lot. Talked about with my friends, talked about it on Instagram. I actually still have this game pinned on Instagram. Because my review of this game pinned on Instagram because of how good this game is. I'm probably gonna go on a tangent and ramble on about this game because of how good this game is. But this game was just too damn good for words. It's gonna be hard for me to explain how good this game is because of how good oh my god, and I know I'm repeating myself, but this game is just it's just too damn good for words. My number one favorite game I played, not my favorite game I played this year, but favorite game I've beaten this year, hands down, is Tales of Arise on PlayStation 4. This was hands down an amazing RPG. This is if I could talk to do. This game is absolute perfection. I'm a huge fan of the Tales series, and I have never played a more modern game. I never played one that's been so damn perfect. Like, the story is perfect, the characters are perfect, the open world is perfect, the combat is perfect, the difficulty level, while it was high, it was still perfect. Everything about this game was perfect. There was and not only that, there's not a single hour wasted in this game. Like, this game was just too damn perfect for words. How good the game was. Like even Winwell, who was like a whiny little bitch, was still a great character to listen to. And even the voice acting was perfect. I'm not sure if voice is Alpha, that's his name, but she voice actor was perfect. She's voiced by Erica Weinbach. And that I felt like that was the perfect role, for Shion, because it matches her character, her personality perfectly. The fact that she's cursed with her or touching, the fact that if you touch her, her thorns will spike up, and the fact that it was so hard, they were trying to remove it. Like, the first half, like when I got to Voldemort, I thought he was the final boss, but it turns out that's not the case. That was just the end of the first half. The second half, on the other hand, was basically that was just the first half. The second half, I had a whole another half to go. Like, it just, and then there's that is a post game, which there's a lot more I could do, but I'm not gonna waste time on it because I have a lot of other games I need to play. But despite that, this is still, I just cannot explain how good this game is, and I'm gonna talk about it here right now because it's a fantastic game, and it's like a $20 game. I guess some of the games are worth every goddamn penny, but this game, if you can find it, it is worth every goddamn penny. Just that's how good this game is, and eventually I'll get around to posting Shion fan art on my Instagram fan art account. Instagram, just how good this game is. But anyway, that being said, we're done. That was it. That was a very. Oh my god, that was a way longer than it's about. What time are we recording? Holy shit! Right, we gotta get this video over. That is all the games we have beaten, and in the backlog. We removed from the backlog in 2022. Once this video goes up, I will have the Twitter spreadsheet again for 2020. I guess you know what you can call it. With my favorite best games, what's gonna be in I gotta set this video down. I'm JDTMM Game Awards. Keep playing, guys. Have an amazing time. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.